All right, hello guys. Welcome to our first episode of DJ's podcast. And I'm right here with my friend Tyler Gill.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Tyler. I'm DJ's guest today on the podcast. How you doing today?
I'm doing you.
Good. I'm doing good today. Thank you for bringing me on here, dude.
Welcome, man.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. For our first, my first episode today will be a movie review about the 2018 film Black Panther from that was made by Marvel Studios.
I love it. Great movie. Probably personally, one of my favorite MCU movies in the entire franchise, along with Endgame and Spider-Man: No Way Home. Those are my top three in the MCU series of all time.
Oh my god! Well, honestly, in my opinion, my top three Marvel movies that's me MCU, I would say one is Black Panther, two is the first Iron Man, the one where that we used in 2008, and then the third one I would say Avengers: Infinity War because it somewhat gives me Star Wars vibes.
I like that honestly. And I feel like for Avengers Endgame definitely took like the biggest toll for what MCU had to offer. Made lots of money, also made a great profit, an amazing score, amazing fight scenes, and overall just a really, really good 10 out of 10 movie. By far one of my favorites in the MCU franchise. I know your favorite movie is Black Panther. It's definitely like one of my top favorite movies as well. What are some of the things you like about it? And also, what would you say is like your favorite character, your favorite scene? And yeah, go from
Okay,
there.
well, You- I like what I like about Black Panther is that it pays like some kind of homage to African American culture. Like for example, the quote "Wakanda forever," and Wakanda is like located in Africa, but it's not like real, but it's fake, but it's still good. Like I like how they have like a very advanced technology compared to what we have today, and I love how like it like shows like lots of culture stuff, like dances and fights, and the way they have like all this face paint on on their heads. But still, what I like about it is the action. Like I like the fight scenes, the story, the tale of how T'Challa became Black Panther,
Hmm.
and and I was happy that his sister in the sequel managed to get the role of Black Panther herself because because of because of the actor Chadwick Boseman's death, and I would like to say I'm so sorry for his death. And
Mm.
even though it was like 5 years ago, I still feel sad about his death because he was a good
Amen.
actor. But anyway, I, I also I also like the villains, like my goat Eric Killmonger, played by the goat
Mm.
himself by Michael B. Jordan, like the
Mm.
same guy who played in Creed and all Creed films, like that goat. He did an amazing job in
Yeah.
playing that role in the film.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Michael B. Jordan's just overall a fantastic actor. I mean, I've watched all his movies that he's ever starred in, and Killmonger happens to be my favorite one because I watched Black Panther for his first appearance, and that was like the first movie I ever seen Michael B. Jordan ever star in too. I love that he also starred in Creed as the main character Creed, along with Sylvester Stallone. I also love the movie Sinners. Have you watched it before?
So I want now if I want to.
It's really, really good. Michael B. Jordan plays two characters who are exactly twins, and the movie overall are is just fantastic. 10 out of 10 score, 10 out of 10 music, and really, really good horror pictures and frames. And great visuals too. But Black Panther though, I mean that's a movie where I can kind of sit down and remember a lot of the scenes and the lines and also just how everything just kind of comes together. And I think that goes well with the second movie, which I didn't find personally in my opinion to be as good as the first, but still a really really good movie. And I'm glad that they commemorated Chadwick in that one because he wasn't going to play Black Panther. His sister ended up being the next Black Panther in that generation, which is going to also tie into the Avengers Doomsday phase that we'll get to see in the next like what 2 3 years.
Yeah, like I'm really excited. I'm really excited for Avengers Doomsday. honestly, like when I was like 13, when Endgame came out, I really thought that Endgame was going to be the last Avengers film, but I was wrong.
Hmm.
But I hate I you know what I love, you know what I like about the four Avengers films. I like how they gather every hero together from each movie. Like for example, like for Phase One, we got Iron Man, the Hulk, Thor, Captain America, and then but and Black Widow 2 and then Hawkeye. I'm a bit confused that how Hawkeye got a series on DC Plus rather than a movie. Because that don't make no sense to me. Like I know I am I gonna lie to you, but Hawkeye feels a little underrated.
Hmm. I definitely agree with you. I think every time I watch the Avengers, they mention about like Thor, they mention about Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk, Black Widow. But when it comes to Hawkeye, I feel like he didn't really get his first scenario, like his like biggest parts until like he had his own show. And I definitely feel like he definitely became the most underrated character in the Avengers squad. Would you agree?
Yeah. But at least they gave Black Widow a glow up because like 2021, I liked how like all the action stuff in Black Widow, I loved it a lot. Like I also messed with the suit, like her new suit in the movie, the action, and I like how like I learned that she's Russian. She's
Yeah.
part Russian.
Mhm. What did you, ever think about, like, the other movies that they all starred in, like Captain America's Civil War, Infinity War? What did you think about those movies?
Well, about Civil War, I think I think it's slightly better than the Winter Soldier, but Civil War, I think it brought a climax into Rogers' role as Captain America
Mhm.
because after Civil War, and it like 9 years go by, and we got Captain America: A New World that came out earlier this year in February.
I totally agree with that, and I feel like that out of all the Captain America movies, Civil War ended up becoming my favorite out of all of them. Like the first Avenger was definitely a classic. I would say that the Winter Soldier definitely was a lot better than the first one, and the action scenes just really tied in to what Agents of Shield had to offer, which is a fantastic Marvel show, by the way. Have you watched it?
I watched the first episode, but I don't watch it in a while.
Yeah, it's a really good series. And then it comes into Civil War, and that's where Hail Hydra starts to commence, and stuff just starts to go crazy. But I just remember that was like the pinnacle peak of where the MCU was. Like when it came to the 2020s now after Endgame, they hadn't really had a good Marvel movie in my opinion since Spider-Man No Way Home. It wasn't as like the rest of the phases were not as successful as phase 4 and 3. I would say that Shang-Chi was a good movie. Definitely a 10 out of 10. That's my girlfriend's favorite movie. I would also say that Doctor Strange 2 was okay. I didn't like it as much. I thought it was a little bit too horrific, which I get because it was directed by Sam Raimi. I think that Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania easily by far became my least favorite movie in the MCU. I just cannot take the CGI and the fight scenes whatsoever. I did like the fact that they had a good introduction to, um oh my gosh, what is Jonathan Majors' character's name? Help me out here. Do you know who I'm talking about?
You mean Jonathan?
Jonathan Majors, when he was playing the villain in the MCU, and I don't remember his name.
I don't remember either.
Oh my gosh. Kang. It was Kang. It was Kang. It was Kang.
Okay, hey, we're
Yeah.
talking about Eternals or Shang Chi.
No, I'm talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
I didn't see Ant-Man yet.
Oh, that's why. Eternals, I was not the biggest fan of myself. I thought that some of the scenes, which I'm not gonna mention, were a little bit unnecessary. One of them I'm not gonna mention just because it's not school appropriate, but I also felt like that Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania was too CGI. They didn't have the right amount of stuff to do everything correctly, and I just feel like the movie was all over the place. When it came down to the shows, I liked Hawkeye. Liked I liked Loki the best. She-Hulk, I wasn't really as fond of. WandaVision was excellent, by far one of the best ones. Daredevil Born Again, fantastic sequel.
I watched that series. I love that show. I'm currently on episode 3 or 4. I haven't watched it in a while, but I was told by my friend Timothy Perry
Mhm.
that it was a good show, and I said, "Why not? I should watch it."
Yeah, for sure. And I think that they definitely started to upgrade Marvel a little bit more after the shows and the movies from the last phase. Like, I have to say, what do you think about Thunderbolts? Because I personally loved it.
I loved it too. I know that because the fact that everyone's getting older, and they're at a prime. There has to be new Avengers, and I know the reason why Bucky stayed in Avengers because the fact that he stayed in the ice like for over 100 years, and he's still basically in his prime.
Mhm,
But I like that the fact that how Yelena, who was like white, I think her name is like White Widow in that movie.
mhm.
Yeah, I like how that she takes on the role as her sister, and along everyone else, I don't. I still didn't get the names right. I still don't get all their names, but I like the new superheroes, and I like the fact that they are called the New Avengers. But I like the name the Thunderbolts the better.
I like the name Thunderbolts better too. I think it's its own thing, which I get what the Marvel directors were trying to do with the comics because they wanna start a new generation. Like, Avengers already had their time. It's time for a much more new thing going on right now, and that's the way how I see it. It's not that they're trying to make Marvel bad, it's just they're trying to change the story, and that's completely understandable. And I'm really looking forward to see how the next movies are.
Yeah, me too. I cannot wait for new Spider-Man movie that's coming out next July. I I just love Tom Holland so much. Like I like the way he plays in Spider-Man movies like Spider-Man Homecoming, No Way Home, Far From Home, and I love his like his good role in Avengers: Infinity War and Avengers Endgame.
Mhm,
And I like that back in Spider-Man Far From Home. Like all three Spider-Mans from each franchise and each movie franchise and each actor, they finally made like some kind of crossover event.
that's what I'm saying. Like, the whole multiverse concept, I actually found to be kinda cool after No Way Home started. Because that's when Spider-Man and Doctor Strange opened up the realm, which was completely up, by accident, and how Spider-Man and the rest of the other Spider-Mans and all the other villains from, like, the Tobey Maguire series and the Andrew Garfield series and the Tom Holland series all came together into one and started to clash together and see how Tom Holland's story would end. Because what the people didn't want to see was Tom Holland to have a bad ending in what any means, what scenario. Like Andrew Garfield's story, like he beat the villain, but his girlfriend Gwen Stacy died. And then for Toby Maguire, Toby lost Uncle Ben, which wasn't the end of the Spider-Man. I think he died. I don't remember. Was it the second movie or the first movie? Do you remember, DJ?
I don't remember either. I haven't watched it
Okay.
in a while.
But then Aunt May died in the fire, and that's where the Spider-Man story for Tom Holland was starting to get a little bit more serious. Not necessarily so dark and depressing. It was definitely more serious than anything. Like it definitely was a lot more of a comedy, I would say, and a lot more lighthearted, but it definitely is going to entail what I think is going to make Tom Holland's Spider-Man character much more stronger. His Peter Parker.
I know. Yeah, but for Iron Man, I like. I know that I said that Iron Man from 2008 is one of my favorite movies of all time in MCU, but I like how he went from a billionaire to a super genius like Batman. Like people always compare him to Batman, and I always ask people who win the fight, Batman or Iron Man, and me, I would say Iron Man.
Okay. Now, do you want my personal opinion and
Sure.
overview? I think Batman's gonna win personally. Now, let me give it to you straight. And we only have about 12 more minutes of the podcast, but I think Batman has a lot more armor. I think he has a lot more weapons and gadgets. Batman is also insanely strong right by himself, too. I think Iron Man is only strong because he only has that suit and he has all the powers whenever he puts that Iron Man suit on. I think Batman has a much more higher advantage. Can Iron Man fly? Yes. Can Batman only glide? Absolutely. But I think personally, Batman's strategy is going to be a lot more better and stronger.
Yeah, because Batman, everyone knows that Bruce Wayne has like very high intelligence.
Hmm.
Like, I like how he managed to fight Superman all by himself. A human with no powers in a bad suit versus a little Kryptonian.
Now, who do you think would win? I'll ask you another question going off the rails of Marvel, a little bit into DC this time. Who do you think would win, Batman or Superman?
Um, I would say Batman because
Mm,
he is aware that Superman's
hmm.
weakest is kryptonite, and he can like use a suit made of kryptonite to distract Superman, and he can just win.
Now I totally agree with you. Now, I feel like a lot of people would say Superman because without the kryptonite, Superman can't really die. But Batman again has his ways. Batman's a lot smarter than he is stronger. I think Batman's gonna win that fight.
Yeah, I think that so too. Like I like about Batman. Like I know that I know like lots of people I know in this campus are like figures of Batman. My friend Jack Sedano, and so is this guy who graduated like last year. I think his name was Anthony Torelli.
I miss that kid so much. I
I
love Anthony Torello, bro.
Anthony Torelli.
Tortorello.
Yeah, yeah. Like I was saying, I like how Batman like it's a bit dark. I know it's a bit dark. One of my friends say it's kind of dark and he doesn't like it, but
Mm,
I respect his opinion because Batman's not for everyone, and there's at times that Batman he has to take care of Gotham City all by himself without any help. He
hmm.
like there are some movies that he would have like Nightwing or Robin or Superman, but in some movies he did by himself. But have you ever seen the Dark Knight in 2020,
Of course.
2008?
Love that movie. Of course, bro.
That was good. That was peak fiction right there.
Hmm.
Absolute cinema.
Hmm.
But and back in 2022, and when I was in high school junior year, like I was I was stoked to see the Batman 2022,
Hmm.
and and one of my friends they tried to rate me the whole class by saying, "So at the ending of Batman is," and everyone crashed out, including me, people are willing to see that movie like all the time. But one of my friends say that the movie was trash,
Mm.
but and I always get these mixed reviews about from other students from my high school.
Now, I definitely see that for sure because I know the Batman definitely got a lot of mixed reviews when it first came out. I loved it. I love that movie. And I think Robert Pattinson did a really, really good job at doing that. What was I going to try to say? Robert Pattinson did a good job at his role in Batman.
Yeah, he did. But you know what my favorite Batman game is? I would say Batman Arkham Origins. I used to play all the time on my Wii U. Like it was so good. Like I like how like I think Roger Craig Smith played that guy in Batman Arkham Origins. But I also love Batman Arkham Knight.
Hmm.
Arkham Knight was like very good. Like the story was good. I loved the boss fights and I loved the graphics.
Oh, yeah.
Like despite the fact that it was a 2015 game, I would say that it had one of the best visuals
I
in the last 10 years. And I would say that his visuals are kind of better than Critical 5, but it's kind of funny that I'm comparing a Rockstar game to a superhero game because GTA 5 and Arkham Knight are two different games in
yeah.
two different genres.
Hmm. I definitely agree with you. I think when it came to the Batman games, my favorite personally was Arkham City because that was the first ever Batman game I had ever played. And if I'm going to be more technical than that, my favorite Batman game of all time, because it was my first Batman game, was Lego Batman the video game, the first.
Oh, I had that game on Wii.
I had that on the Nintendo DS and I had it on the Wii and the Xbox 360 at the time.
Oh,
Classic.
I played all Batman game. I played Lego Batman the video game and Lego Batman 2 and Lego Batman 3.
Mm,
I'm still waiting for a new game because I saw like once I saw someone your friends they saw that there was going to be a new Lego Batman game and everyone went crazy for it
mhm,
like very crazy very crazy and I feel like 2026 will be peak because we have Lego Batman GT6
mhm.
that's going to come out probably in the same month as Junior ends for us.
Yeah.
And we also have Super Mario Galaxy, the
Mhm.
movie, and Avengers Doomsday.
I'm excited for all that. I know that the new Lego Batman game, I saw the trailer for it, looks really, really good. I am looking forward to the new Super Mario Galaxy movie, which definitely ties in a lot to the first movie, just because we'll see more of the story between like Rosalina and Mario for sure. Actually, I don't know if you knew this, but there's actually been a statement that Nintendo put out a while ago, and I just thought it was a really funny fun fact. Mario and Peach were never officially a canon couple. So basically that means that
They're like you mean like fanships?
yeah,
All right.
they were never together.
Oh,
A lot of people are now comparing Mario more to I think her name was like Rosalie from the first game, Donkey Kong, because that's when Mario was first introduced. And then the next game that people would think that Mario would be with is from Super Mario Galaxy, Mario and Rosalina, because Peach was in that game, but Rosalina was like Mario's mentor throughout the entire game.
oh really?
Yeah.
Well, like on Mario, I like how like in the past when I was like a kid, they would always do these crossovers between Mario and Sonic for the Wii U.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can relate because both Sonic and Mario are a very good series and like some very similarities in popular series. Like I can see the point how similar Mario is to Sonic, and I get that we're getting soon a Shadow movie for Sonic Hedgehog, like the live action Sonic movies.
Mhm.
Also, Amy Rose for next one, and I never seen Shadow before.
Yeah.
I want to watch it so bad, but I don't have Paramount Plus.
Yeah. Um we only have about 4 more minutes left in the episode, but I just want to say you're talking about the Olympic games, like the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games crossovers.
Y-
Well, great games, by the way. I have Mario and Sonic at the 2008 Olympic Games, which definitely was my first Mario and Sonic crossover game that I played right before Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games came out. And London 2012 was by far my favorite. The music was so recognizable that became by far the best Mario and Sonic game that ever was released. They had so many cool features on it too. And that's the game that I grew up playing all around with my friends, like on the Wii and on the 3DS. I also will say that I also played Mario and Sonic at the Winter Sochi 2014 Olympic Games, which I thought was actually pretty decent. I didn't think it was my favorite out of the Mario and Sonic games, but the Winter Olympics was actually pretty good. And then let me look it up really quickly. I don't remember the name of the next one, but I think it was when they were in Tokyo. Let me look really quickly. Um, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. That was a really good game for the next whatchamacallit, Mario and Sonic. And then Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games was a completely different game for the Wii, which was actually pretty good. And Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games. Like all of them were super successful. Just 2012 was my favorite. It was the one that I grew up with the most.
Yeah, I go. Yeah, back in the day, I grew up not just Mario and Sonic, but I grew up with lots of Nintendo games, like Sonic Colors, Super Mario 3D World. Like I already spent like over 500 hours a year on my DS, and like over like I don't know, but I, I spent like a lot of hours on the Wii and my Wii U and my 3DS. But ever since I it changed that when I got the PS4 for the first time and I got attached to it and I played lots of Lego Marvel superheroes.
Mhm.
Then after that, I got introduced to Call of Duty, like like Call of Duty Ghost, which is it's just a, it's just which is basically the game after Black Ops 2, and I was never get to play Black Ops in my childhood, but
Mhm.
I managed to play it in junior high school. And I find that Call of Duty has evolved over the years. Like it went from war to like advanced technology.
Mhm.
Because I know that this year's COD, which is Black Ops 7, is going to be about um it's going to take like 10 years after Black Ops 2. And it's awkward because Black Ops 2 takes place this year,
Yeah,
2025.
I know.
But we are nowhere, but we don't have the technology built for this in this country yet. It's kind of funny.
Mhm. Oh, no, no, not yet, not yet, not yet. We do have 1 more minute, actually. Just to conclude on this, DJ, because we only do have 1 more minute left. I definitely do like that, and I love all those games. So, um, we do have to wrap up your show, though, right now because we are running out of time.
I know. So I hope you guys like my episode. Goodbye, guys.
Alright, thank you. Thanks for having me on, DJ.